Thank you, Edwin. I think it's closing the loop with this morning. Instructor is key, and instructor training is key. Actually, instructor, if you look at the overall chain within the aviation safety line, is at a pivotal location. It's the only one who is seeing helicopters once a year at least. He's the only one able to physically pass a message. He's the only one able to give the sensitivity on safety on a regular basis. So I plea really inspectors to first standardize among themselves. Secondly, to play the game, and as I said earlier, making more training than checking, and really change the culture in the roots of helicopter pilots. That's really what's the goal, and reaching out pilots, instructors are the key, and I think we will leverage that. EBT is also a nice way forward to make this change happen also in the system. I guess it's time to go to the question, and I think the first one is for you, Adrian. How will EASA ensure standardization among the operators? Yeah, sorry. I think it's a pity that Dan has left the room because he should be the one. But I think we will do basically the same as we are doing today, adapted to EBT, obviously, hopefully in a more cooperative manner. And that's what I'm also very much in favor in.
So, David, are you saying that EASA will do the standardization, or are you going to leave it the NAS?
I think on the EU it would be NAs, for sure, with EASA having an oversight of the NA. And that's where I look for the...
So the playing field will not be level then?
Well, it depends how we do the standardization with NAs. If it's collaborative, that's what I say, it's much easier to get...
So you see that collection of helicopter experts to be the arbiters of good taste then?
It could be. Now, it's difficult. I mean, we need to find the right... Tim is well known for his voice in the community. Tim, I think we need to find the best way to work, and that's a new way of doing. Maybe we have also a new way of implementation. That would be the best. Marco, I guess the next one for you.
Sorry. Have you reevaluated existing and valid makers of transmission with planetary gear stages with respect to the lesson learned? Not directly the FMICA. We have asked a collection of data at first in order to understand if a similar situation were existing. The point here is that when you consider spalling cases, of course, into an hazard assessment, you have the loss of function to be taken into consideration. And the loss of function in that case is if I break the planet gear, what happens? And this is what typically the answer of which is, okay, I lose the MGB. And what we are saying is that we need to understand if this situation has been properly assessed. So if we have all the elements to understand when it happens and based on the real working scenario of the helicopter. So for now, we have not revised all the FMICAs. We have collected elements, as I mentioned before, coming from design and in-service experience.
Okay. Next questions, will EBT be defined in FCL or reserved for operator training course? What about EBT in FCL instructor training course syllabus? Maybe you are in the working group, so maybe more acquainted with that.
I'm not in the working group with David, but what I understand is that the EASA, what they're trying to do at the moment, the EASA come up with the baseline program, and there you have for all different level of helicopters, the level of automation and all that stuff. They come up with the standard maneuvers, standard competencies, and standard phase of flights that will be required for that type of training. And so therefore I think I don't know if it's an FCL, but at least there's going to be some sort of standardization from the EASA. And the key is that all trainers are properly trained. And how is that going to be done? That I don't know. I think that's a challenge for the EASA to come up with some sort of certification for a TRI and then specialize for CRM. Because I think human factors is a huge part of evidence-based training. I think even the biggest part. Of course, that's where we go wrong, in being egos and not being a crew, for instance. Hopefully that's answered the questions.
Yeah, that's one for me. Thank you, Renaud. The question is, I think, referred to the carry that I presented. But the point is, if from, let's say, give a couple of examples. If from the in-service experience of a type safety certificate holder, we can see that there is, for instance, a consistent spooling of the outer race only. That would be a situation where we go deeper, and then we start assessing, okay, you have the gears, cut the gears, check if the crack is going through, and so on. If you have no cases of outer ring, but cases on the inner ring, we check, but of course we do not necessarily require a specific intervention. Of course, if and when we feel that there is triggering criteria, and as I said, we do not have a precise recipe, so it's an analysis that is crossed with the experience that we gathered and with the experience that each TCH has. Of course, we may require changes, like we have required to Airbus helicopters in the specific case, and that, I mean, I would say that that's valid for this specific case. It's valid for any other case when there is a lesson learned from an accident happening to other helicopters. We typically go and check what's going on the other fleets, just to make sure that we do not have the same risk. Well, significant changes, major changes, that depends. That depends.
The last one, who defines the right attitude for SAR and all that stuff? Is there a risk that the wrong attitude is chosen? What they do in the rulemaking task, they invest and they check a few hundred, even 1,000 accidents, and they look at the contributing factors in that accident. So attitude was an 80%, and lacking competence was an 80% the case was a part of the accident. So it's all based on data, and they come up with some sort of standardization. That's what we call the baseline program. And you have to also check, the trainers has to be trained properly, and the trainers have to come up with the need for the helicopter type and the type of operation. If they define, okay, that's what we need, you have to go to the NAAs, probably not to us, but the NAAs to approve it. So there's always a check from the NEAs, and all the attitudes and all the right attitudes all defined on data and experience with accidents and experience with a lot of well-trained pilots.
Very good. It's the last questions. Anybody in the room willing to say something or ask a question? No, I think some people are coming back from the other session probably, so that's good. It's the first day already gone, amazingly fast and quick. So, meaning I hope that you enjoyed as much I enjoyed the day and the quality of the speeches, the presentations, and the content. And it's a meaningful content and not only some fluffy words. We have actions behind, a lot of work. And really, I would like to thank you, everybody. I would like to thank you for coming over and listening. That's very important to have the community all together here. Tomorrow, we'll start at 9 sharp, so please come at 8:30 so that you can enjoy your coffee, networking again, and then start 9 sharp. Tonight, we'll have a networking event, so you can enjoy, stay a bit, relax before going there. And in between, we have the ESPNR videos 2019 that will be displayed, so for you to enjoy. I wish you a very nice evening, a very nice networking. Hopefully we can have a chat all together, and see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.